Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Jack Ram, Realtor with Simply Vegas. Today I'm going to go over a market update for you since it's been a while I haven't done these, and tell you a little bit what's happening in Las Vegas in the real estate market, at least from my perspective as well as everybody's perspective, because as you can see from the screen, we're going to go over some of the news articles and see, what I think about them, if this is what I see, at least in my market as well. We're going to talk about median sales price here in Las Vegas, what's been happening in the last 2 to 3 years, and how we got to this point where we have very high interest rates compared to the recent history, as well as very high home prices, and what the average person is thinking at this moment. So maybe this will relate to you and your specific situation when you're looking to buy or sell a house, and I hope you get some value out of this. So without further ado, let's get into this. We have some headlines here from the Redfin website. The typical home is selling for less than list price. The first time that has happened in late spring since start of pandemic. So pretty much what it's saying is that home prices are kind of correcting, where they're selling a little bit less than what people are asking for. It doesn't necessarily mean that homes are actually going down in value. It just means that for the first time, and we're talking about 0.3% less than asking price. That is pretty normal. When someone tries to put a house on the market and they try to sell it, they're probably not going to get what they want from it. You get a little bit less. Now, in an appreciating market like we had in the last 2 to 3 years, we had obviously above asking price, on the home sold. At least that's what they would close for. So this would be, minus 1%, for example. We look at the renters, what's happening in the renter space, and that's for the affordability part of this video. It's pretty much renters must earn $66,000 to afford the typical U.S. apartment. Okay, that's for renters. So if you're a renter and you're trying to rent a place, you need to make $66,000 to consider yourself. To pretty much afford a condo, not even a house. And that's what the problem is right now. And nowadays, where we have very high prices both in rent and home prices, but I think mortgage prices are way higher than rent prices. So this is actually even worse for home buyers. When we look at also home prices, hit new highs. And buyers gain power as sales listing pile up and price drops become more common. Yes, this is true, but really, I haven't been seeing that specifically in Las Vegas. Maybe that's the case nationwide, but I haven't seen that in Las Vegas. We're going to go over the data, though, in a second. Just want to show you a little bit the sentiment out here nationwide, what's happening. U.S. home prices are rising at the slowest pace in nearly a year and a half, okay? And home sales fell to one of the lowest levels on record in May. That means that the amount of homes that sold have gone down, but that could be a consequence of low supply. And then last but not least, you have U.S. home prices hit another record high, but mortgage rates are starting to decline, which could give buyers relief. I'm not sure about that, but let's look. So if we look at the median sales price here in the United States, we look at these are the last 4 years. We go to 2020, home prices skyrocketed, and then we had a correction in 2022. Sorry, so this was 2021, the orange line, and then the continuation of that is 2022, which is this black line. Prices went up like crazy, and then we had interest rates starting to go up there to the 7% from 3%, and then we had this correction in home prices, probably about like a 10 to 12% correction here in Las Vegas as well, and then we hit a bottom back in December of this year, I would say, and then prices have been going back up, and now we are actually at all-time highs because we've reached the median sales price in the United States. We're looking at $397,000 for the median home, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. Now let's look specifically in Las Vegas what's happening. And if you look at Las Vegas, this is the median sales price since 2021. Maybe we can go back a little bit more just to give you more of an idea of what's happening at home prices. So since 2019, home prices were 270,000 back in 2019. They've risen all the way up, and we saw the skyrocketing with the 2020 pandemic that we had, where home prices went from pretty much 318 all the way up to 445. And that was June of 2022, the peak. And then we saw a correction, as I mentioned, about 10-12% here in Las Vegas. But we've seen the recovery happening ever since January 2023, pretty much. Home prices going up. And then ever since January, we pretty much had a median sales price from 408 back in January 2024, going up to 435 right now. So if you would have bought the median home back in January, you would have paid 408 for it. But if you bought it right now, well, I would say technically this is in March or April timeframe when it got under contract, you would have paid $435,000. That's about a $27,000 difference on the home, on your median house, just in a few months. So you can see how my sentiment when it comes to these things, and at a 7% interest rate, is pretty bullish when it comes to the real estate market here in Las Vegas. And that is pretty much what's been happening, because the only thing that could actually correct the market a little bit more is having higher interest rates, which it could happen, yes, but I'm not sure that's going to happen, because the government does already want to drop interest rates, even though we have high inflation. So that's where we have that debate on whether or not home prices will go down. If interest rates go down, I can't see this regardless if interest rates go down, stay the same, or interest rates go up in the long term, home prices are going to keep rising. And at some point when the interest rates go down, it's going to explode. I think the only thing that could reverse this is if they stop spending money, the government stops spending money, and they stop printing money, which is what they do. Well, they create debt, but let's say they print money, and then they devalue the dollar, which is what's happening, and that's why we have appreciation on homes. But it's not really appreciation in value; it's just the value of the dollar goes down, so you require more dollars in order to purchase the median house here in Las Vegas, and that's going to be the same for pretty much all of the United States. But 435, the median sales price, we're almost at the all-time highs back in 2022 when we had 3% interest rates. It's just that right here we have 7% interest rates. To the average mortgage, I believe it was $3,200 here in Las Vegas, and the average rent was somewhere around $2,100 a month. So you're looking at quite a difference, about $1,000 in difference between renting and buying. That's one of the biggest differences that we had in a long time, and something has to happen there where either rents are going to go up significantly and they're going to catch up to home prices, or interest rates are going to come down, making home affordability a little bit better, and then they're going to level out, because those usually revert to stay on pace with each other. Let's look at specifically Las Vegas. We're going to see how many months of supply we have. But first, I wanted to see a little bit what is happening with, well, here we have the months of supply. Months of supply means how long would it take, pretty much, how many months it would take for us to have no homes left on the market if we stopped listing homes. Pretty much the supply of buyers would take away all the homes that we have on the MLS today. If it was back in October, November, it was like of 2022, it was like 4 months. And then that was pretty much the bottom of the market. And then we've been seeing months of supply going down to now, which is April 2024. We're at 2.5. Although we saw a little uptick here, and we could have some kind of correction similar to this, for example. And I think this is trending pretty much overall downwards, which means homes are going to appreciate in the long term. But these could be affected a lot by interest rates once they do modify interest rates. So pretty much what we're seeing here in Las Vegas is pretty much home appreciation. We look at the active homes on the market throughout the whole MLS, okay? And we're looking at 6,026 homes here in the Las Vegas Valley. And we look at how many homes are getting under contract right now in the last 30 days. So we can see in the last month, right, what's happening. And you see here we have 2,740 homes, which means we have about 2.5 months of inventory still, which is pretty much in line with what that data told us. Now, last thoughts about the situation. What I have to say personally is what I'm seeing in the market, so I can extend it out to you guys. There are some opportunities depending on the builders that you go with. If you go new construction, if you go resale, it's really hard to find a house. I was just helping a couple buy a home that was in the 400s, low 400s. So, starting home price pretty much for a family to get a single family home nowadays. And that was pretty challenging. We had multiple offers on pretty much every house that we went to see. Homes would get off the market within 2 weeks. It was quick. If we look at a little bit more of and this is on the resale market, if we look a little bit more on the higher price range, so 500, 450 to 500, when it comes to a new construction home, there's no inventory in the market. And there are a lot of builders that are building. They have lots available. It's not quite as bad as it could get, as we've seen it get back in the pandemic. But still, we see home prices still rising with these builders, increasing prices pretty much bi-weekly on average by, it could be $2,000, $5,000. And people are still gaining equity, the people that, that have purchased in the last 2 years. But we see quite an appreciation that is hurting a lot of home buyers. And this is on the starter home kind of price range. If you look at a little bit higher price range, things are moving, and even luxury listings are moving pretty quick. Appreciation is crazy up there. So, when it comes to more expensive homes, it's happening. Although there's always a little bit more inventory when it comes to that upper price range. So we're talking about 700,000-800,000 if that's something that interests you. But it is getting up there as well, and I can see it when I'm talking to builders, the inventory that they have, how quick they're selling. You just open a new community, you see there's like 10 homes go off the market right away. So overall, it is an appreciating market. I don't believe the headlines saying, oh, it's starting to slow down, at least here in Las Vegas, because here in Las Vegas, we have a lot of people coming from all over, but mostly California, Seattle, even Texas. A lot of people are coming from Texas. My guess is that they move over from California to Texas, and then they realize either they're too far from family, they don't like to be too far, or they really hate the humidity in the summer, and they end up moving back up. But instead of going back to California, they go to Las Vegas. So we are getting a big influx from those cities mainly, or even New York, some of the big metros. That's what we've been getting. And then Las Vegas is just growing as a city. So as far as appreciation, we're pretty much going to outpace most cities in the United States. And that's just the way it is when you have an appreciated market. But I hope this was helpful. I'm going to try to keep these a little bit smaller than usual. Sometimes I do lives. This time I wanted to do something pre-recorded, so I can show you a little bit, of data and update you on the housing market. But you're looking at pretty much we're reaching all-time highs when it comes to home prices. So if you're looking to buy, you're going to have a higher payment, hoping for interest rates to go down. If you're looking to sell, now's a good time. You can pretty much sell your house at the most you could have ever sold it for, but then you're going to be in trouble trying to get a house. So it depends on your situation. If you can rent it out, it's the best option. You get cash flow from your rent if you have a lower interest rate, and then you'll be able to buy another house with the money that you're saving every month, or that you're making every month from the extra cash flow from the rental. Thank you for watching. If you guys want more video updates, let me know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, what you're seeing in the market. And, I'll see you guys on the next video update.